Hello, family and friends from St. John Paul II. If you didn't have a chance to make Mass, I completely understand. But this is our effort to be able to minister to you in a digital way. So this third Sunday of Lent is an important one because the scriptures all revolve around the thirst that is in each one of us. At Mass this weekend, for the third Sunday of Lent, I described the inner thirst that Jesus identifies in the Samaritan woman. It's not just a physiological thirst, but it's a thirst that quenches deep within us, welling up into eternal life, as Jesus describes. Each of us have that overwhelming sense of thirst. And in these days, especially with the coronavirus, our mortality is placed right at the forefront of our thought process. In the desert, we experience the arid environment, a lifeless environment. And it's important to see that Holy Mother Church is guiding us through the example of Jesus, and this week, taking the children of Israel out of their slavery into the desert. To what? To see death, to realize their own mortality and their own frailty, and in so doing, being quenched by God's promise that He will lead us to the promised land, a land flowing with milk and honey, and the prosperity that we truly long for, and that is eternal life. In the first reading that we have in respect to Moses in the 17th chapter of Exodus, here he is. He led all of the children of Israel out into the desert, and the very first couple of verses we hear, in those days, in their thirst for water, the people grumbled against Moses, saying, "Why did you ever make us leave Egypt?" We could sit here and consider, how did we even get to this point? So many people are expressing how miserable they are in their own respective quarantine, in their own respective change of lifestyle. And this is a shift. But I believe it's a shift more deeply into the desert, to really focus on our own mortality and to really take the active steps to live as our Creator has taught. We know that Moses is the representative of the law, and the revealed law of God helps us to live more fully. And Jesus, entering into the desert, overcomes the threefold temptation in the desert. The temptation of the appetites of all of the senses, the temptation of presumption, and as well as the temptation to pride and ego. There in the desert, my friends, we will continue to be built in the image of Jesus, who overcomes temptation. He is man fully alive. And though we are facing these turbulent times, we are called to choose life, as the book of Deuteronomy expresses so boldly. So choose life. Choose to live life and be not afraid.